Welcome in, Shield Brothers and Shield Maidens, to Shield's Rest. I'm True, and today I am joined by Brown, Fry, and Mendy as we continue our Myths of Toldif campaign done up in the Daggerheart 1.5 system. Alright, so Galvan, Deryn, you step out, and then Galvan, you end up leaving as well, heading to go see Eckhart. So, Sweety, for you in particular, we'll start with you since you're the closest to home here. He's like, come on, let's go. And he throws you in the back, and, you know, you got your mom. It's like kind of going back and forth between everything. But then you get right into it. Where do you end up actually going? Let me put it like that. Where do you end up going? Do you end up going to the back doing like some...
I gotta run over to Ma first, give her a peck on the cheek, tell her I love her. Right.
Okay.
I'm just jumping right into the line. I'm helping packaging maybe since Erity's already at the front.
Yeah, she's already at the front. She's kind of got it down. It's not as, I don't know, as charismatic as you'd want to see, but, you know, what can you do?
I don't trust her to wrap these boxes either, so.
She's trying, you know, she's trying her best. But
I just jump on the line next to Ma, you know.
You guys are going after it, so since you're doing this, go ahead and give me that finesse check here, and then go ahead and take advantage since this is a long form task that we're talking about. Go ahead and let Laborborn come into play here.
That's 15 plus 2, 17 with hope, and then plus 2 for advantage.
All right, go ahead and take the hope.
19.
Yeah. Going to town like it's no problem at all whatsoever.
Second nature, baby.
Exactly. Second nature indeed. You can just get right back into it. You could almost forget about everything that had happened up until this point. Like easily just get right into the groove.
Taking in the smells of the bakery. I'm on cloud 9 again.
And it's just busy as hell.
Love it. That's what I live for.
It's fantastic because like you're getting like every now and again when you bring the boxes up, you do get to see rather finely dressed individuals as well as just kind of some of your common folk and some looks like some guards, some people like literally that came in as a retinue for a noble lord of some kind, coming through and just going through and almost devouring the place, looking to see what's on the shelf and taking some of that. And then your father goes out there and it's like marking the stuff down, comes to the back and is like, hey, we need, you know, and he's just listing off all the things that you guys need to start making. Everything that needs to go out, and you get it out onto the shelf, and the moment that you get it out there, it's almost gone at this point. Like, it is ravenous in here. But just coin over coin over coin right now that you guys are making. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But I'll leave that there for the second. Galvan, you end up making your way all the way to home. Where, actually on your way there, you do kind of hear about every 4 or 5 minutes as you're starting to make your way through this large crowd. Because like essentially the 15 minutes, 20 minutes that it'd take you to get from Sweet Tooth's to home is much longer. It is much longer because of this crowd. It's more like 40 minutes fighting through everybody just to get back home. And about every 5 minutes or so, you hear that kind of like roll of thunder that you're so used to. That just kind of rolls through, and then, but just as like a low rumble. No actual like tremor is felt or anything like that. There's no like flash or anything. It's just the sound itself that just kind of cascades through Merlara, even over everyone kind of talking. And it is kind of that beacon to home that you can hear it, and you're like, I'm almost there. And you keep getting there, and it's like you just keep getting closer. It gets just a little bit louder. Now, mind you, this is like on the ass end of the midday for you guys, so you're definitely on the latter half of the day, but finally getting there, and you can hear that final boom kind of echo out. And you walk in, and there's Eckhart, switching between tools, getting things back onto the fire, bringing it back to the anvil, hammering, going back and forth, trying to even out all those strikes. Very much so absorbed in the work. Looking just past, though, like as you walk in, you can see past and into the living room, and you do see an individual just kind of laying off to the side. And you see some like fine bags situated there. Looks like possibly another dwarf has made their way in. And the bags themselves have this kind of like really well done kind of bordering to them. It's all leatherwork, mind you, but it's very finely crafted leatherwork. You see a few tools as well kind of set to the side, and this dwarf is just sleeping in your guys' like little living area. And then there's Eckhart, and he's just still hasn't even noticed you yet. What are you doing?
I think I will. I want to dive straight into like feeling at home, so I will just set my bag down and immediately go into the flow of like handling all the side work while he works. So like picking up anything he's like kind of thing, sweep up. I don't really say hey to him yet. I'll just wait for him to notice me, and I'll just go about my like normal task while he's working.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, he keeps going for a second, and then as if he almost got used to you being there for a quick moment, like there was clearly like an eye-to-eye connection, but he still continued on. And it's almost as if like you guys were just back in the flow for a moment, and he didn't even realize, and then it snaps and hits him, and he's just like, all right, lad, one moment, I'm almost done here. And so he finishes up the last little bit, gets it set off to the side, and kind of placed in a good stopping point kind of situation. He immediately takes everything off and just goes to kind of embrace you for a quick moment, and then realizing like, oh shoot, we don't normally do this kind of moment, but still had a good embrace for at least 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's the same. Like I give it back, and then like very awkwardly, like straighten up, both of us.
Oh, lad, I can't believe you're back. How did it go?
It was crazy. There was an ogre there that we had to fight.
You regale him with all that. He's like, oh, where's the forge at? You were supposed to bring that back. Where's it at?
Yeah, and I
come
open the bag, and I pull it out. I can fix it. This is all I say.
And he just he almost looks like just totally heartbroken in that moment. It's just like seeing it. It's just like defeated, just totally defeated.
Yeah. I burnt myself a little bit on it too, but I'll fix it. I promise.
Like almost at a loss for words. It's like, well, I suppose it's done. There's really not a whole lot that I can do about that. I'll just have to see if I can get another one made, perhaps. I don't know. These things aren't exactly all over the place. Well, I'm glad you're all right. I can't believe you made it through all that. And he's looking at your gear kind of battered and messed up. We'll have to do something about that.
Yeah, this was it definitely wasn't ogre ready, that's for sure. But
it doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Well, if you want, we can make you something, and at least probably after the wedding, we'll make you something and get you set up.
That'd be great.
Well, what was it like? Like, did you at least enjoy yourself, or was it just all terrible doom and gloom?
No, it was really fun, actually. Besides the almost dying part, it was nice to get out of the city.
Well, did you find a bit of your fire while you were out there, maybe? Possibly?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm ready to... I don't know. I'm ready for something.
Are you ready to head out on your own, by chance?
Yeah, I think so.
How did, he pokes at your chest for a quick second, like, how did that do? Give you any trouble?
It was great. No, I think it's what kept me going. I mean, everyone who I've told I got a boulder thrown at me looks at me like I should be dead, so I'm assuming it kept me going.
I'll take that as a compliment at that point. I'm glad to know that that's still going after all this time. thank Ramorga for that one, but on the side things going on around here, a buddy of mine is staying for a while. He's here as a representative for the whole wedding and everything. He decided to come a wee bit early and help me out around the forge, just like the old days. So, you may see him helping me out, but he just arrived today, so
Okay.
we're gonna give him the time to rest. But maybe you and I can
sure.
head to the tavern here after a little bit. Let's clean up and maybe head out. But was there something you were wanting to talk about?
Yeah, and then I go to like reach for it, but then I grab like some of the like tongs instead. I go ahead and pull out that stone.
Oh. Okay.
And I'm like, this was in the ogre, and I think it's what made it. I don't know. I didn't know what to do with it, but I didn't want to like leave it there for someone to find.
And with it being unwrapped, I'll say it's probably on the anvil at that point, being unwrapped and sitting there. It's in this kind of like grayish purple with the rune on the front, glowing with the purple. Looks at it, and he almost goes to like touch it for a quick moment.
Oh, like swipe at his arm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
What's
that for?
I touched it once and it didn't feel great. I don't know what it does.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's
why. Yeah, it's tongs. That's why I kept it in the bag. I don't know. I know you're familiar with runes, so I figured I'd bring it to you first.
I kind of want to study this for a moment. I might have to test a few things out on it, but I don't know. That's interesting. What exactly did it feel like? You said it didn't feel good, but like how?
That's a good. Oh, it feels like months ago that I last touched it. I don't remember. I'm gonna be honest.
No, you're good.
I just remember it didn't feel good. Possession-y, probably.
Yeah, it's like it tried to invade you a little bit, and upon not being able to, like it definitely hurt to some degree to resist that. And so describing that to him, he gets a little more curious, and he's like, "Let's go ahead and put that back in the box, and we'll just put that away for now."
Yeah, we don't have to
up.
deal with it now. It's just I don't.
No, we need time to study that one.
Yeah. I tried praying to Thor and Odin too. Tried to give that a shot.
He looks overly surprised at that point, like, "I'm sorry, what?"
Yeah.
Did
Death
you?
will do something crazy to you. Almost death, I guess. I don't know. I'm real confused. There's a lot
fair.
going on.
Well, I've obviously got books on the matter, but if you want to maybe go talk to the seer, perhaps, in the House of Sif, it's always an option.
Well, and then I think after that he just wants to like feel at home again, so he just kind of goes towards his task until it's time to like go out.
Hey, let's clean up and then we'll go for a walk, and then we'll head to the tavern. We'll pick up Nicholas with us, and then we start getting over into Deryn's little journey home. By this time, like, the sun is on its way down.
Mm-hmm.
And finally getting home, you see Heidi out, out in the stable there. It looks like not a whole lot has really, like, it looks pretty well tended to, but it looks like the day's chores have not really basically been completed at this point. Like, nothing's been done for the day, like the typical things that he would most likely do. Heading into the house, it almost looks like somebody has ransacked the place. It's dark. It's definitely not, it doesn't look like anybody's home at this moment in time. Just from the way everything's turned over, there's no candles, there's no fire going, nothing. Papers are thrown everywhere, like there's cabinets, like all the doors are basically open at this point. All the cabinetry's open, everything. And then you hear a bit of rustling going on in the back room, in the bedroom. Basically your father's room, to be particular. And you hear a little bit of kind of like some gruff mumblings and kind of scattered thoughts that are spoken out. You know, like he's just you kind of hear oh, where did it go? No, it's there. No, it's not there. Where did it go? And he's very preoccupied. You do recognize this as your father's voice, as Eric's voice. He's like, no. Where did I put it? And he's just distraught at this moment in time, trying to figure something out. Wherever he put whatever this is, he's trying to figure this out.
I'm gonna, as I walk in, I'm gonna pull out my dagger, and from the doorway, as I hear everything that you just described. Father, it's Deryn.
You hear a quick shift and a stop. The closing of what sounds like a book. Something that slams together almost. It's like, oh, Deryn, is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, sorry, the place is just a mess. I guess Heidi got in here and just started kicking things around. I don't know. I've been trying to clean up, but
there's no reason for Heidi to be in here. This looks like human doing. What is going on?
I don't know what you mean. It's probably definitely Heidi. Okay.
I heard you talking to yourself.
Helps clear the thoughts.
You sounded distraught, as if you lost something and you can't find it. What's the matter? I'm your son. You can tell me.
I don't know what you're talking about there, son. Go ahead and give me an instinct check on this one. And this is going to be...
Ooh.
I was gonna say disadvantage, but it'll just be a straight roll.
Okay. Ouch. You said instinct?
Instinct.
19 with hope.
19 with hope. All right. You see bags packed. It's all the go bags and then some. You see a large tome in his hand. You see him dressed in his armor, sword at the side. Clearly, like he's about to leave, kind of moment. But he's acting like none of this has happened. Pretty much stuff has been pushed off of his table that he has in his room. Everything's open, the drawers, everything else, all the clothes are pulled out, outside of the ones that he clearly uses for travel and stuff. It's primarily just his farm clothes that have been pulled out. Crates open that he has these little boxes for. His chest has been opened as well, completely emptied out. And this is the chest that's normally locked, that you never have been able to get into, that anytime you've ever attempted to, he's stopped you in some way, shape, or form. Completely emptied out.
Father, you know I love you, and you can tell me anything, but I know you're lying to me, as you have never brandished that sword in your life.
He looks, he's looking around, and it's almost as if he's been struck by just like he's come out of a dream almost. He's waking up to all of this. I don't know what happened. And he begins to take off the belt with that holds the sword, and looks, and he takes off his helmet at that point. He's like, and his voice almost changes. His voice was a little weird at first, and then his voice almost changes back to what you normally have heard before. And well, son, that's a little bit different. I really don't know how I got to this point. Wow.
Were you looking for the sword that is currently on your waist?
I couldn't tell you what I was looking for, in all honesty. This is all rather shocking to me. And you see, like, his hands are beginning to shake. Yeah,
Come
maybe...
here, come here. The house is a mess. Let me cook you something. Sit down. Sit down in your chair.
He sits down for a moment, looks around, and he's like, maybe you ought to stay with Hubbug's family or Galvan perhaps tonight.
I'm not leaving until I figure out what is happening to you. Hubbug's father was very concerned about you.
See, the thing is, I don't know what happened either.
How can you possibly not know? Has this happened before? What is this?
He looks very, very confused at this moment in time. He's like, yeah, I don't know. None of this should be like this. It looks like an animal got in here somehow, some way, and just tore the place apart. And it almost looked like somebody raided the house.
Whatever you say, Father.
And
Here,
the bags are packed. This isn't okay. Yeah.
At that point, I'm gonna start cooking. I'm gonna start like cooking something like a stew, makeshift like stew.
Probably a good idea. I'm gonna start cleaning things up, and then he just takes off his helmet. Or sorry, he already took off his helmet. He starts taking off his armor and everything.
Just sit down.
Starts packing things away.
I'm gonna start on the stew, and as soon as I feel like I got a nice like boil going and it's starting to simmer, I'm gonna go up to him and just kind of like lead him to a chair, like just take a seat. I'll finish this up. Stew will be done shortly, and then I'm gonna start like rounding up some of the papers that are kind of left on the table that are all ransacked. I'm gonna start slightly gazing them to see if anything piques my interest as I'm putting them away, along with everything else.
Notes. Primarily, they've got different dates on them that are pretty early dated. Just kind of talking about farm life and how it's so different than what he was originally used to. Like you see some of that, you see some like small little maps drawn and like pictures, and then every now and again you come across a few drawings of like this woman's face. You then like you're just seeing like a little bits and pieces of all this stuff as you're like gathering all this up. A lot of it's just your typical things that you guys have had before, especially from the family that you were with prior to all this, and it's some of those like notes as well, like some of those what do you call it, like not necessarily a photo album per se, but more of like journals that was kept by your granddad and your grandmom before that, and so you're seeing a lot of that thrown out, at least in the living room in particular. But then like if you go into his room or anything like that, that's when he like stands up and like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this room, you leave this alone.
Okay.
And pushes you to like work on the other, everything else.
Yeah, for sure. And as soon as the stew is cooked well enough, I'm gonna get him a bowl, and I'm gonna like kind of search like the cupboards and the ice chest or whatever for any type of alcoholic beverage, whether we have some wine, maybe some like rye whiskey, maybe some beer or something. I'm gonna pour him a nice glass of it, and as soon as he's done with that room, I'm gonna sit him down with it.
So there's nothing in the house at this point. Like everything seems to have been drunk or poured out, one of the two.
It's crazy.
It's literally just water that's left in the house, and like you see glasses that just like a couple of glasses that did have alcohol in them. Like if sniffing them, you could smell the alcohol in them, but all of it's gone.
Okay. Does he end up eating the food?
He does. He does eventually after he kind of closes up his room. He does end up eating the stew and taking a breather and looking around. Well, I'm glad you came when you did, because I don't know what would have happened if you didn't at this point. I was pretty far along, apparently.
Yeah, I don't don't know either. Let us get some rest, yeah?
Yeah, let's do that. Nods, gets up, and heads to bed.
As soon as he like gets into his bed, and like I close the door on behind, or whether he closes it or not, I'm gonna just go grab a blanket and pillow from where I stay, and I'm just gonna sleep kind of outside the door,
Okay.
whether I get
Yeah,
a
you
good
hear-
rest or not.
You hear a little bit of rustling as he either settles in or, he doesn't. Seems to be doing something basically for about an hour. A little bit of candlelight and everything. Seems to be kind of scribbling whatever notes because you can hear the fountain pen kind of hitting the ink and then being scrawled across paper. And then eventually he does sleep, closes the book, and then blows out the candle.
If like the second that I feel that he's kind of entered that deep sleep, I don't know if Eric is a snorer or not, but if I start hearing heavy breathing and snoring, I'm going to gingerly open the door.
He's not really a snorer, more or less. He does talk in his sleep, though, like when he's really and truly just gone. And it's always nonsense, like whatever he's talking about. It's almost always nonsense. But you go to try the door and it won't budge.
Nod my head. I go back to my spot on the floor outside of Eric's door, and I let sleep take me.
Okay. Now, that's going to conclude Darren's night. However, for the other two of you, when the day is finally done, and they, you guys close up shop at Sweet Tooth's, everyone kind of decompresses for a moment. All right, well, that was a crazy day, yo. That was really crazy. Hubbub, I'm so glad you're home, son. Look, we weren't able to come here. And then your mom comes in, it's like, oh, my sweet boy, come here. And it's like almost like a full-on goblin family hug situation, as they're just super happy to have you back.
It was a long journey. You got my letter, right, Ma? I did write to you. Did you get my letter?
Oh, I did. I absolutely did. It was so wonderful. It kept me at peace for a while.
Making sure they sent it to you, because I'd have to go back up there. But yeah, it was a long journey. I had to deal with those two friends I got. Thanks for that, Dad. That was an earful, the whole journey.
What? You brought it on yourself, okay? They're your friends. You chose them.
Hey, it kept me entertained, so it was fun.
They kept you safe, apparently. That's what I care about.
Something like that. Got me in some trouble, but then kept me safe. Yeah, it worked out.
So, what was this about an ogre? What was that about?
Yeah, I went up to Koenig's Hall and was looking for to meet the guy you sent me there for, but there was nobody there. Town was deserted. I kind of go over how it was the fog and all that, and the ogre and XYZ. And then there was some weird guy named Rocco that I don't know who he was or why he was there, and then he left. So, yeah.
Well, that's quite the story there, son. Did you get the
I
buyer at all?
just-
What happened?
I just start looking away and getting uncomfortable. I'm like, yeah, so, then we came back home, so I'm here.
Okay, well, where's
Yeah.
the stuff? Get it out.
Yeah, we got the silver. Yeah, we got the silver. I kept that with me, right? I think Galvan might have kept the silver. We got the silver. It's in a chest, not a bag.
You have the silver. Well, why does Galvan have it? Why don't you have it? Where's it at? Go get it.
It's hard to carry, But don't worry, Dad. We got it.
Well, go get Galvan. Bring it over. That's 600 silver pieces right now. Come on. We gotta count that as a family.
How much you said there? How much you said there?
600.
How much we supposed to get? Oh, all right, cool. Hey, Dad.
Did
so
you think I
anyway,
forget?
hey.
I want every
No.
last silver here. Because you know I gotta pay the Morenos.
Yeah. Let's finish up here, Dad, and then maybe we'll go to the tavern. I'm sure Deryn, Galvan will be there. We get the silver. Hey, Ma. I start trying to say, hey, Ma, I got a surprise for you, though, Ma.
Oh, what did you have? Did you get more money?
No, it's not money, but
Oh.
you know, we got this wedding coming up, right? I know it means a lot for the family. I got us a special ingredient for the cake.
Ooh, did you? Where'd you find it? How did you get it?
You know, I got it, Ma. Okay, I got it. It's right here. I show her the crate. I
don't
crack
like
it
that.
open.
I don't like that. That makes me think terrible things, like you did something bad.
No, Ma, I worked it through the family. Don't worry, we're good. No problems, I promise.
Oh, who did you work it through? Oh, was it someone from down south or up north?
I look at Airden, I'm like, no, Ma, focus. All right, look what I got. All right, look, I start taking it out. I hold it up.
Go ahead and describe it for everybody.
Let me show you. Let me show you one. It looks kind of like a lemon, but it's got like a leaf on it, a little bit larger than a lemon, different texture. I go find a knife, I cut it open, and I show the family. Right inside, it's got big seeds, almost like a lemon, but big seeds, kind of like more like an apple or something. And I start to squeeze it a little bit, get the juice going, get the smell going. I'm like, you smell that, Ma?
What? It's an oversized lemon.
No. Try a little bit. Try a piece. I squeeze in some juice in a cup or something.
Okay.
Give it to him.
Tries it a little bit and she kind of thinks about it for a moment and mulls it over and like,
It's like lemon, but better, right?
You know that's not half bad. Where'd you get that? Who got this for you?
Sweet and tart. I'm telling you, this is gonna make the cake.
No, I
pop.
hear you. I
Like,
hear you. I
this
just
is
want to
from-
know who in the family. I want to know who to thank in the family to help us out. I mean, did you have to do something?
No, I already thanked them all. Don't worry about that part. But it's from a place, right? It's a secret place called the Ryu no Kuni. You ever heard of that?
No. Where's this?
It's a continent, okay, nearby. Now a lot of people don't know about it. I don't know a lot about it, but this is where this came from. And
How
this
are you
fruit
getting
is
foreign
called
fruit here? Why are we going to use foreign fruit? We can't use that. That's going to be offensive. And then
No,
your
you
dad
just
kind of
tasted it.
chimes in like,
They're not gonna know about it.
Son, we can't be doing that. We got to use something local.
No, I'm telling you, that's gonna be too bland. You think Alcanto del Forno's gonna use something local?
Of course they are. They know how to play the game. Why do you think we
That's
owe
why it's
them
not gonna taste
money? They know how to play the game.
We owe money because Deryn killed somebody. All right, that's not my problem. I'm
And
telling
he's
you,
your
this is
friend,
gonna
and
work.
They know that.
It's
They know how
gonna
to play the
be
game.
okay. Listen, Ma, Pa, it's gonna be okay. All right, this flavor is gonna be something they never experienced before. It's gonna be like, you remember when you ever experience something new? It changes your whole life. They're gonna remember our bakery for that.
Look, I don't know, but we'll go with it. Okay, look, it's a bold move. It's a bold move, and if it works,
We're a bold family.
if it works, look, we're gonna have to bring the whole family for this. Okay, we're gonna have to bring in the whole family because this is what's gonna put us on top. We gotta get everybody.
Now you're seeing it.
I'm just saying, look, if it does,
It's gonna work. Don't worry. You're seeing it now. You know the vision. You tasted it yourself. It's almost like lemon, but better. People aren't even gonna know. They're just gonna know the flavor is astounding.
look,
They're not gonna ask, "What is this?" If they do, we'll work it out.
that's fine. We'll come up with something at that point. But
Sweet tooth special recipe.
I love that you have this. Let's go ahead and put this off to the side. We'll work on this tomorrow. Now, where are the bags? Where's the money at? We're doing this after the tavern, or we grabbing it right now? Because I want that money.
All right, All right, just tell you now. All right, there was an ogre. Remember?
Yeah, I remember the ogre.
There was a guy. There was a guy that was there. Not the guy I'm supposed to meet. Okay. Nobody else was in the whole place. I'm telling you. We stayed there for like a day and a half. Nobody was there. So we just came back home. I still got one of the bags right here. Or two of the bags. We had three.
One of the bags?
Two of the bags.
Why do you only have two? Where's the third? I thought you said you had the money. Now you're telling me you have the bags.
We got the money for the other bag from something else. Okay. But we got the money for the other bag. Okay, that's what Galvan's got. We can go to the tavern right now and get it. All right.
All 200 silver?
All 200
for one bag.
silver.
Why would somebody pay for one bag? Who did you sell this to?
It was a trade within the family.
Within the family? Are you
Yeah.
freaking kidding me, son? In the family? Do you know how many of those cutthroats, degenerates want my recipe for this stuff? And you just give them a whole bag?
But Dad, you're missing the point. Okay, I got the fruits.
I'm missing the point. I'm missing the point that we're missing out on profits, future profits because of this, because everyone's going to have this. We were going to go global over here. We're going to hit up all of Toldif, but no. I won't be able to do that because some jack-off in our family has our bag. They're going to recreate this shit.
They're not gonna know the recipe. Don't worry, Dad. Don't worry. It'll be all right.
Better hope they don't know they won't be able to get the recipe. If they can recreate that, we're done. That side of the business is gone. Close the door.
But listen, we got these new fruits. If we can establish a chain for these, we can make the recipe even better.
Oh, are we going into trade? We're going into open trade now? You getting into logistics? What do you know about logistics?
I know I'm getting a little thirsty, and we should go to the tavern.
Oh, we're gonna go to the tavern, all right? Cause shit,
we're doing all this talking in front of Ma. Look at her. Look at her. She get Erdney, what are you doing? Are you helping Ma over there? We just standing around listening to everything?
Erdney's just reading her book with the largest smile on her face as this is all happening, and looks up at you, and goes right back to her book. And Ma's just like, oh, my son. You bring in one good thing and then you I don't know, you slam the door on our toes onto something else.
It was all that Deryn boy's fault. You know, I told him we shouldn't.
And your father comes in on top. You can't keep blaming the Deryn boy. You just can't. At some point, I have to start thinking.
He said? You know what Deryn said? He said we should just rip the bags up and get rid of them and come home and lie to you. I didn't do that.
You basically
I brought
did.
two of the
You
bags
basically
back.
just lied to me. You couldn't even tell me the truth. And on
Okay,
top of
but
that,
how
you
bad would
sell
it
a
have been
bag
if the
to
bags
the
went to
family?
some random person?
I'd almost rather it be a random person, because at least they would actually consume the damn thing, and then
It's not true,
we'd have
Dad.
no clue. But now we know the family's gonna have this.
It'd be all right. We'll work it out.
At some point, I have to
gotta just
start
have
wondering,
a little bit of
when is
faith.
it not Darren's fault and it's yours? You see where I'm coming from? After all these mistakes, at what point is it yours and not his? When are you gonna stop
I knew
blaming
he
your
was going
friends?
to get me into this.
When are you gonna stop blaming your
Should have never
friends?
punched that guy. He should have never punched that guy. None of this would ever happen, all right? I was just trying to see Kara, and now I'm in this because of him, and the whole family's falling apart. Look at Mom.
And she's just crying, goes upstairs, and I was like, oh!
I need a drink. I'm leaving, Dad. I see you at the tavern. I walk by Erdney and I whisper in your ear, I appreciate you helping the family while I was gone, but what are you doing? Huh? You think this is funny? I just walk out.
She doesn't even get a word in at that point. You're just gone. And you hear yelling later, and then like obviously something gets tossed and thrown. You know, like you can hear the crash of like plates kind of situation. as you head off towards the tavern. Galvan, you got all you clean up, you get the chores done and everything. Night's starting to come into play. Nicholas actually starts to waken up. Just kind of looks around, and then there's Eckhart, and so it's Eckhart, Nicholas, and you at the blacksmith, basically sitting around the table for a moment as Nicholas gets up, comes to the table. Oh, all right, well, I needed that nap. Oh, this must be Galvan. Oh, good to meet you, son. Nicholas.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Right, well, I'm here from all the way from Erendune, so, you know, but I hear you're quite the apprentice.
Oh, I appreciate that. I work really hard, and I've tried to learn as much as I can.
Oh, you ought to come up to Erendune sometime. We can teach you a fair thing or two, especially when it comes to mechanized wonders, we could say.
Well, kind of like what?
Oh, there's plenty up there, lad. There's plenty up there. Especially if you want to get into well, we've been working on something kind of fun. And Eckhart's like, shh, just... Maybe we hold off on telling the boy all the things that go on in Erendune right now, huh? It's like, all right. I was just gonna tell him about the battle suit that we've been creating. You know, something a little more mechanized, something for war. You know what I'm saying? Eckhart's like, shut
It's just
the
a
fuck
little war.
up.
That sounds really cool.
He's like, oh lad, you'd love it. The steamworks that we have built into this thing, premium dwarvish iron in there. Oh, you'd scarcely believe it. Trust me, it'd be fantastic. But what are we doing here? Let's have this conversation at the tavern.
Yeah, let's go talk about it at the tavern.
It's like, I like this kid. Come on. And so he basically grabs like a few things and starts to head out.
Galvan is completely doe-eyed the second he started talking about battle suits.
And Nicholas is just like fierce red beard, hair tied back. Really, you know, for someone who just got up, like he doesn't look super haggard like you would think. But he looks pretty solid. He gets dressed a little bit. He throws on this like coat, and it's primarily just kind of open. Like it's a little bit more of like a small tunic and then a just like almost vest coat situation that he just rolls out with, and it's very loose and flowy, yet somehow like elegance in a very dwarvish sort of fashion, very blocky and like gold trim and everything. Like it's just very dwarvish of him. And then Eckhart, of course, just kind of gets his normal regalia on and heads out. He kind of puts his hammer into his little sheath there and keeps that at the ready. And you see Nicholas put into his vest, into his like coat pockets there, a very strange cylindrical looking tool, two of them. And they've got very strange like arced handles that kind of come down off of this barrel. There's like little gadgetry that's mixed in with this. A little bit of what looks like a housing underneath with a weird sort of like curved metal piece that's kind of thin that almost looks perfect for like a finger to fit into, to be able to operate whatever this is. And he puts two of them into his jacket pockets and he's like, all right, I'm ready to go. And then Eckhart just kind of looks at him and shakes his head. Well, don't shoot anybody, all right? It's a quiet town. It's perfectly quiet and quaint. We don't need none of your rabble here, all right? So keep them
I don't know, sometimes
if you don't mind.
it gets a little rough out there.
It never gets rough. Don't lie to him. It's an odd brawl fight. It's nothing serious. Not enough to shoot somebody over. All right, come on.
Yeah, but like, not someone, but maybe some. Okay, let's go.
As you guys have this little discussion all the way to the tavern, Hubbub, you walk in and it's just hopping. Like it is packed as hell. And it looks like the chair is set up for stories. Like, like his chair, the owner for this place, his chair is ready to go. And it almost looks like he might be doing a story at some point. But otherwise, it is packed. People are all gathered around the fireplace. Everyone's gathered, the main fire that's in the center, the main hearth there. Everyone's literally, it's just packed inside and out. All the tables are just taken at this point. As you arrive finally, and you can weasel your way into like one of the spaces in the bar. So yeah, I don't know what you're trying to do exactly, but
I'm immediately looking
place.
for Galvan. Is he there just yet or not yet?
Not yet, but about 5-10 minutes later, they do walk in.
I'll just be having a drink or whatever, keeping an eye on the door, looking for Galvan.
And then they walk in. You see 2 dwarves actually, and Galvan.
I'll walk over to him. How you doing, Mr. Eckhart? Hello, sir. Hey, Galvan, I need your ear for a minute.
Okay. I'll catch up.
Yeah, go on, lad. We'll grab the drinks and we'll see if we can move one of these outsiders out of a table.
Yeah, just flash the glowy sticks. They'll move. Okay.
Is it quieter to like talk in a corner here or go outside? I don't know if the streets are still busy.
Quiet? No, like there's no quiet place around here, but you can head out back. And there's
Let's go
less
outside
people.
somewhere where it's less loud.
Yeah.
Hey, Galvan,
Hey, yeah.
talk to my dad, all right? I don't like how you guys left me hanging, by the way. You could have hung out there for a little bit and helped me talk to him.
Oh, sorry.
Fine. How's that card doing? Is that card all right? He looks fine.
He's doing good. He's good. He's got a friend in from out of town. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, look,
he
you
was
got
really sad
the
about the
silver, right? You got the money.
Oh, yeah. I brought it. I imagine he probably carries like almost like a shoulder sling bag with him, like that, and he's just got like it's right here.
All right,
Oh,
that's
this
good.
was
Hey,
in the
listen.
chest. The money was in the
Oh,
chest.
I would have brought the coins either way because I knew it was him. So then I'm carrying the
We
chest.
talked about it, right?
And
Yeah,
it's just
I was
been
like, I'm not-
chinging the entire way, and it's just like
Yeah.
almost like pulling you over a little bit as you walk.
Yeah.
Hey, slight change of plan, Galvan. We got to give the whole money to my father. All right, all of it.
All of it. Damn.
All of it.
Oh. Why? Why all
He's
of it?
not happy. He's not happy we didn't get the bags traded. All right, he didn't care about why or how or ogres or none of that. He just said, "Where's the gold? Where's the silver?" I told him all we could get was 200.
Okay.
And that's
Okay.
that right there.
Okay. Then I open it and I take out 10 silver.
No, hey. Just leave it in there.
No, you said 200.
He'll be happier to count 10 extra than just enough. All right, just it's not worth it.
I put the 10 back.
Just keep that with you. He's coming over here later, and he's expecting it. All right, no questions asked. Just give him all the money.
Okay.
I'm in deep shit. All right.
All right.
The Deryn boy got me in trouble again.
What did he do?
Just keep it with you. Let's get in there and try to forget about this.
Yeah, dude. You know what I like most about Deryn is the great relationship he has with his father. It's really great.
Yeah, it might be a little bit too great. He don't got to deal with what I got to deal with.
Yeah, dude, he's got it so easy.
Yeah. So easy. Man. All right, let's get in here. Before my dad shows up.
You see
Jesus, talking
Nicholas
out
is
here.
waving one of those implements from his coat pocket in the face of like a few of the outside, like obviously outsiders, to move, to basically vacate a table. And a lot of them are like confused as to what is being waved in their face right now. Like
When I see that, I like pull hubbub. I'm like, wait, come on, dude, we gotta go see this.
and slams on the
hey.
table. I said, fucking move! Now, get the hell out before I fire this off right in your chest. And some of them look like confused and scared enough like this dwarf is just fierce bearded coming at me. They clear out, and it's like, all right. And Eckhart looks at him. He's like, what? I wasn't gonna actually do it. I just wanted to see if they'd move. I was like, oh, lads, come on in. Come on over. And then you see Hubbug's father walk in. And he's looking around. He goes over to the bar, grabs a drink. Looks over and recognizes everybody. He's like, oh. Comes on over. Pulls up a little stool to the table there.
I just got my head down. I'm like, not making eye contact.
And he's sitting like right next to you, and he puts his hand on your shoulder. That kind of like that grip in there, just kind of like, hey
there.
How you all doing? Hey, son. How are you guys doing?
Hi, sir.
Galvan, I wish you stayed with us. Then he could have regaled me with this tale that Hubbub told me. Oh, it was insane. You know, it was insane. I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. It was just so unbelievable.
It was so crazy, yeah.
Dad, what are you doing? It was the truth, all right?
Hey,
Yeah.
I didn't say I didn't believe you. I just said it was unbelievable. You know, I'm just saying. But hey, Eckhart, what could you know, sons? What could you do? Huh? You know what I'm talking about. Who's Nicholas, right? Yeah, you know, Eckhart's told me about you. And they start having like this little conversation going back and forth, like kind of catching up a little bit. And as the night kind of progresses, no story actually ends up getting told the entire night. Whether it's just too many people, it's just too crowded, who knows what. But for whatever reason, Nicholas doesn't show up. The other Nicholas, the one that's the individual that told the story to be particular, doesn't end up actually showing up. And a lot of people are like, I thought he was going to be doing a story. Like, what happened? You know, and they're all like heckling the bartender. He's like, look, hey, my father does what he wants, okay? Just drink your beer, huh? So, what do you all end up discussing? Or what would you all like to discuss?
Yeah, so what do those things do? Those little sticks, dude.
He pulls it out and he gives it like a small twirl as he catches it in his hand, like real nice and smooth kind of situation. He's like, right. So this right here, you see this little trigger? That's what it's called, is a trigger.
Yeah.
You pull that back, and a lead ball there fires out that end. And hopefully, somebody else is on the receiving end. And if they are, well, it's not a pretty picture by the end of it. It's fun.
Yeah. That's crazy. I'll just have that.
You know, it's what we do up in Arendune. Mechanized weaponry is our favorite. And then he thinks for a second and he's like, oh, by the way, Eckhart. I saw on my way down from Arendune a large band camping out in the woods. And like you see Eckhart like visibly concerned. Even Hubbug's father is incredibly concerned. And he's like, what are you talking about? A large band? Like, what do you mean? It's like, well, they didn't fly any colors at all whatsoever, and most mercenary bands at least let you know who the hell they are before you walk up on them just out of nowhere, but this band was just camped out on the northern side of Arendune, and they just seemed really well supplied and really just kind of waiting for something. From what I noticed, there was one individual that I saw that I've recognized before. He was in Holos. He's one of their military leaders. And then they all start to get like really concerned, like, what? Well, you know, I ended up actually hearing that they might make a pact with Holos to be a part of the Empire. I heard that was coming almost imminently after this marriage. And Eckhart's like, oh, that's not what I heard exactly. I heard that they were actually partnering in Oberau. to kind of form this like kingdom of the free city states. So that, you know, there's this like little bit of back and forth concern over this encampment of this military force. I don't know, but it's what I saw. I can't really say one way or the other if that's accurate, but I'm just saying I think we ought to be at least ready for one outcome or the other. And Eckhart's like, well, what will Erendune do at that point? Because you all aren't a part of the Empire either. So, what then? Are there talks? It's like, well, it's kind of predicated on what happens with this wedding, if I'm being honest. Because then that means Lord Alonso might marry the daughter of our king in Erendune. So I really don't know. It really depends on what Valorana ends up doing. And so it's very clearly a political discussion talking about the recent news that's been heard and obviously this new inject of an army being camped out outside of Erendune. So I don't know if you all weigh in at all.
Hey,
or...
Galvan, are you tracking anything what they're saying?
I don't know about it. We don't talk too much about stuff like this.
Well, sounds like we don't want this to happen, right? We don't want Halos to become the Empire, right?
I don't think so. No.
I got family in Oberau, though. That situation sounds a little more good for our family.
Yeah. I don't know where my family is, so.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You only got Eckhart, and he seems kind of. Well, you know how he is.
Yeah, he stays out of this stuff as much as he can.
Anyways, hey Dad.
Anyways, I want
Dad.
this suit.
What?
I don't know what you all are talking about, but it's a little bit boring. Okay, me and Galvan want to get out of here. You want that money now or what?
Boring? The future of Merlara and Valorana is boring to you? Really?
I mean, what can I do about it?
Look,
It's just gonna happen, right?
get out of here then. Get out of here.
Just a kid.
I said get
All
out
right,
of
here
here.
All right. Here. Hey, Galvan, give him the chest.
So, yeah. Oh,
Just-
nice. Here you go, sir.
Takes it and looks at the two of you. Look. Y'all did some good stuff, alright? You guys did a very heroic thing. And, Hubbub, you're lucky we've been making money like there's no tomorrow right now. Moreno kind of let us off the hook a little bit here. He's a little too busy, focused in on the good things that have been happening in town, so he's decided to go ahead and forgive the whole situation, not even worry about it. But the next time that something like that happens, it's definitely going to be a bad situation for everybody. So you know what?
Next time, Dad, we're gonna make sure the Deryn family pays. You're right. It's going around killing people is crazy.
Look, next time Deryn is probably going to get taken down at that point.
Oh, sweet.
That's going to be the justice
Give him a heads up.
for the crown to kind of dish out. However, I'm going to let you go ahead and keep this 200 silver. I shouldn't even be doing this because you failed at the job to begin with. But given the circumstances, and you guys did a good thing. So, just go ahead.
What a
Nice.
gracious DM. I was about to fight
Thanks,
Sweety
dude.
to the death. Like 1v1, I was about to you
Not
gave
even
me
there.
that. Oh, buddy, let's fight.
Nice. Yeah. Oh. Thank you, sir. Drinks on me.
You mean on
that's
us?
I still come back to 0 money.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, "That's cute, Galvan. Don't just go, man. You're good. You guys can
Yeah.
go."
Yes, sir. Yes. That's good.
So you guys head
How
out.
we
What do you
got out
guys
of
do?
there alive.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I've learned that the best things to say in those situations is nothing.
Yeah, my mouth gets a little bit ahead of me sometimes. I just can't stop talking, but it's like
It's okay. It
I don't
worked
want to
out.
just take the blame for everything. None of this is my fault. My dad's saying things are my fault, and I'm like, but it's not. I didn't do anything.
Okay. Well, that's one way to look at it.
Anyway. Hey, I tried to just run away from. Anyways, whatever.
Is there always one person that's always in these stories? There's always like one person in particular.
What do you mean?
Like,
One other person than me?
maybe not another person, but like,
What stories is he talking about? I don't tell stories.
okay. You're in all those stories where you're in trouble, but
Yeah, but there's other people there too,
yeah, you're right. It's probably their fault.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Do you think Darren's coming back into town?
I don't know. He lives kind of far away. Maybe he'll be back tomorrow sometime. Who knows what's going on with him? He don't really come here much anyway.
Yeah. Must be really cool at the farm. He never wants to leave.
Yeah, he's probably got just hanging out there by himself, getting himself in trouble,
I mean, if you're by yourself, are you in trouble though? Who's gonna yell at you?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, dude. Life on the road. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. So what's up with that weird guy, your uncle or whatever's hanging out with?
Yo, Nicholas, he's cool. Did you see his those things he had?
Looks like he's off his rocker. Just whipping those things out, showing everybody, talking about get the fuck out of my way and shoot people. What's going on with that?
No,
Dude, that
trust
was-
me, dude. He's rad.
Dude, that dude's
That's a little bit. That's a little bit
Did you see
crazy. Even my dad was like, "What the hell's wrong with this guy?"
I don't know, dude. Did you see the power? Man, dude, he said get out, and they did, dude. No hesitation. That was crazy.
They probably just didn't
I
want to
think-
deal with him.
No, I think I want one of those. That's cool. They said he makes mech suits. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds cool.
Sounds a little bit too complicated for you. You think you can
Yeah,
understand all that?
I think I could.
All right.
Wait.
Well,
Dude, it's fine.
what should we do now? I just wanted to get out of there because being around my dad
Wait.
is
We wait for the GM. That's what we do.
I'm waiting for you guys. I know what you're talking about. What you guys end up hearing, though, as you guys are walking through, you hear a lot of different sort of music going on, actually. It seems like there's a lot more, entertainers here in the town. You do hear it even all the way over at the winery. You hear it through the streets even. There's quite a few entertainers that are kind of out and about right now. There seems to be one that's got this kind of light show situation going on using magic. As you guys pass through, you do see this in one of the main plazas. So yeah, there's a lot just kind of happening here at night. People are still out and enjoying themselves. You still smell food being made and people still eating all through the night here, even though it's gotten pretty late. So yeah, it's still a very lively situation. You've never seen Merlara like this. Normally it's dead by this time. People have gone home, sleeping, all that.
Well, I guess we got some money. Let's go. We'll see some stuff, dude.
Yeah, we just spend it all before Deryn gets back. That's a good idea. I like the way you think. And I don't know if I ever had this much money in my pocket at one time.
Sounds like
Hey, I got an idea. This will be funny. It's something just me and you can do. Let's find it, whatever the most expensive thing is out here, and do it. Just for me and you. And then we have a story. And then when we catch up with Deryn, we can let him know all about it.
Yeah, dude, he'd love that. He'd love stories, dude.
Nice.
Let's do it. All right. That's
All
what
right,
we
so you're
do.
looking for the craziest thing, huh?
I don't know, like gambling or some kind of game, or I don't know. Can we win something?
So there is a dice game going on, but there's also several entertainment things that you kind of come across. There's one magician that's kind of out there. He's kind of got this weird like purple and black kind of regalia to his robes, and he's doing like this almost like light show, and then he's doing like different illusions and stuff. Some of it's like extremely scary stuff, like as he's trying to like scare the kids and stuff. He's doing a little bit of that, and then you've got like certain little bands that have set up. One of them's like a bunch of violinists, and they're using like moonlight magic almost, where they're kind of altering the light that's being given off by the moon as they're like playing and doing their thing, and then people are throwing them coins and stuff. But then everybody like stops dead in their tracks when they hear this howl, this just loud howl from somewhere to like your guys' right as you guys are heading, you know, towards the main center of town. Like you hear this loud howl that's off to the side there, and it's like piercing. And everyone like stops and like looks around as like wondering what the hell's going on, and then kind of tries to go back after about like 5 minutes or so. They go back to whatever was, you know, whatever they were focusing in on, the music and then the light show, all that stuff.
What the hell was that?
Oh, no.
You ever heard that before? No, I'm asking you the same thing.
Oh, no. What's... Should we check that out?
You want to check that out? See,
Yeah.
this is what I'm talking about. You guys are saying I'm telling stories and nothing, everything's my fault. You're asking me to go check that out. Now, if I said yes, and we go down there and we get into some stuff, and then I come back and then my dad's mad, everybody's going to say it was my fault just because I went there with you. Is that what you're saying?
Down, in and out, quick 5-minute adventure. It's fine. I don't know.
I guess
What
it,
if it's
I mean,
like-
it might be better than spending money. I don't know. It might be a cool story,
what's-
but we might die.
No, dude. Quick, dude. We're just gonna look and see. I don't know. This ogre thing's got me on edge. Now I think everything's trying to. There's all. I'll go check it out.
You guys hear a woman scream. Just this
Do I even have my
piercing
weapons
scream
on me?
as she like cries out, and then it just all of a sudden cuts and stops.
Yeah.
And no, you do not have your weapons on you.
Does it come from the direction of where Kara lives?
No, not where Kara lives, but it comes.
Okay,
from,
I'm about to say
right
don't
side
don't
as you
do
guys
that
are-
to me.
No. So you guys still, but you
Yeah.
hear that come from the right side, but like almost like further back, like it echoes through the alleyways and through the streets, and it hits you guys at the main street, and everyone's like, "What in the world?" And some people like rush away. Some of the guards like perk up, and then they start rushing after, you know, into the streets there, heading in.
Yeah, I go with the guards.
Okay,
I
go
just
with the
look-
guards.
Hey, Galvan! I follow him. I'm not gonna let him go alone.
All right, you follow them. So as you guys are rushing through the streets, moonlit, few lamps here and there, but primarily lit by the moon. It's very, very big right now. And running through, you're ducking through this side alley, that side alley as you're following the guards. And you almost hear this like crunching for a brief moment, like this almost like gnawing and eating and crunching and ripping and tearing kind of sounds is starting to echo through this area. Like something is ravenous and it is consuming. And you finally get to the source as all the guards are like, oh, what in the hell is that? As something starts just towering, looming over the guards in height. About 8 feet tall, maybe 9 feet tall. Lengthy arms, furred, pierced ears, piercing eyes, yellow. This like massive mouth, jaw just filled with teeth, rows of teeth at this point. Large hands, clawed, bushiest tail just out from the back, and you can see this creature looming over the guards as they begin to shake, spears up and like a shield out kind of situation. Some of them are just sword in hand kind of moment, and they're just kind of definitely shaking in their boots. What are you guys doing?
Galvan, all right, in and out. You said in and out, Galvan. Let's go. We saw it. Look. Galvan. I start trying to tug on him.
Go
ahead and roll a reaction presence. Reaction roll presence. Remember, you are not generating hope or fear, so do not take a hope if you roll with hope.
20
8.
on the dice.
20 on the dice. 8.
8.
So Galvan freezes in place. Hubbard, you are the only one that has maintained his composure in this. While Galvan is frozen in place, just like shocked at what he's seeing, like to the point where he doesn't even hear or see anything else but like straight tunnel vision on this creature in front of you.
I'm just trying to tug on him, see if that works at all. Looking at his face. Maybe I'll jump up and try to give him a little slap if I can reach him.
Okay, go ahead and give me an agility check here to like try and like do a few things to try and get him out of it.
That's a critical.
Critical.
Oh yeah. Okay.
5 and 5.
Perfect. Love that.
Five,
Crit's
yeah.
a crit.
5 and
So
5.
go ahead and take a hope for that as well. As you slap, get a great like jump slap situation, and it's just perfectly connects. And Galvan, you are shook out of it as you see Hubbug down below, and then all of a sudden you see this claw come through and swipe through about 4 guards right in front of you, and they're tossed every which way. So one goes straight into the brick, almost pancakes, and then begins to almost slide down, catches on something, and then folds forward and slaps onto the ground. As you hear this kind of meaty sound hit, and you're shaking out.
Yeah. I book it. We gotta get more get people out of here, and then I just run down like screaming down the alleyway.
Okay.
To
He starts
run.
running. Hubbug, what are you doing?
Let's go get that crazy guy your uncle's with, your dad, whatever he is. Mr. Eckhart.
That's a good idea. I'll run to the tavern then.
Okay, so you guys start heading back to the tavern, running. There's a few guards that kind of come out. There's about 4 of them. They're like, "What's going on? Where are you guys going?"
Do I recognize it like as a werewolf, or I don't know what it is, and it's just like a beast?
You've heard stories of the thing before, so you would recognize it as a werewolf just from the description of what you've heard. I mean, you've heard Nicholas tell this story like 100 times in the tavern. He's been telling it ever since you were a kid, basically. Both of you have heard this at various different times, whether you guys were together or not. But you have heard of this, and that kind of like bluish white glow that he has to him, just a little bit of it's almost like a tint to the fur for a quick second. Does remind you of a few of his stories that he's told before. But yeah, so booking it though. You see the guards and they're like, "Where are you going?"
Yeah.
And
I think I like it's not even full sentences. It's just werewolf alley, and then like he just keeps running towards the tavern.
they look at each other, and then you guys keep going. You see everyone kind of has come out of the tavern, like wondering what the heck is going on. Like, boys, what is this? What's happened?
There's a werewolf, like a beast. There's a
there was a noise and Galvan made us go. Look, Dad, it wasn't my fault. Okay, we're not involved. We heard something. We go. There's a big creature with the werewolf thing with the thing, and we need help.
Werewolf?
It's killing people.
It's killing guards.
It's killing
Everybody.
Killing everybody.
Everybody, we
It's
need
like,
you all out of here. Get back to your homes. Stay in your homes. We need to get the guards. Nicholas is like, all right. I was hoping for a bit of action. Let's go, boys. Take me there. And he starts running out, just not even waiting for you at that point, just starts running. Everybody else kind of scatters out and just starts heading towards their home, like trying to get out of the way. Eckhart pulls out his hammer and he's like, all right, and starts running off as well. And then, you see Deryn just like, I don't have anything. I can't do anything with this. I'm going to go get some guards. And he's like, Sweety, you coming?
Yeah, I'm not going back over there.
All right, come on, let's go get some guards. Galvan, what are you
Following
doing?
that cover. I'm following
Okay.
that cover.
We
I
just
know.
left you hanging.
Now that I'm
You're just
now that I'm there, dude.
I'm not going out there.
I gotta go see the guns and the hammer, dude. I'm really pumped. The second I saw him whipping things out, dude, I'm ready.
Oh yeah, no, the weapons are out, and you see a little bit of a glow in two different spots, one on each implement that starts to kind of glow a little bit, and it's this like little rock that's in there that's glowing right now. And then you see Eckhart's hammer just kind of get a little bit of static electricity kind of look just starting to form around it as he pulls it out, and you can very very much so tell that he's like gripping this hammer in his hand as you guys are running. It's pretty much easy for you to like keep up and then get past them, just being longer legged at that point as they're kind of moving, and then they start huffing and puffing as they finally get to where this is at, and then you guys are listening back and forth. Go ahead and give me an instinct check.
Both of us, just him.
Just him.
Just-
You and your
Not
dad
there
do
right
end
now.
up running out and like trying to find guards wherever you can. You go basically to the gate, which is where the tavern's semi near. You go to the gate and just feel like, hey, you got to go help them out. There's something going on. There's something happening. They said werewolf, and a lot of the guards are
You
like
said instinct.
instinct, yeah.
It's like a 5 with fear.
5 with fear. Okay.
It's not
Yeah,
good.
you guys definitely get turned around, trying to find this thing. Like you guys are ducking in and out of alleyways trying to find this, to no avail right now. So Hubbug, how are you getting the guards right now? Because they don't seem to be listening to your dad. They're like, what? Like a werewolf? Really? That's what you're
Hey,
gonna come and
hello.
get us for?
They're out there killing people. I saw it with my own eyes. We gotta go. You gotta go. I don't want to go.
A werewolf?
Aren't you here to
though?
defend the town? Doesn't matter
kidding me,
what
a
it is.
werewolf?
Aren't you supposed to save us?
Go ahead and give me a what do you call it? A presence check.
A crit again. 2 and 2. That's a crit, right? If the numbers match.
Yeah,
I'm not
Yeah, if the
making
numbers
this up.
match.
I'm just very good.
It's
I
a
don't
crit.
know.
That is crazy.
It's
Crit.
A crit. That is wild. Okay, they're like, oh, you're like serious right now. All right, come on.
Oh, I
Fellas,
look
let's go.
serious. I'm like sweating like hell. I just ran like across the village twice.
You smell like sugar.
Always.
Every sweat.
always.
That's why they call him Sweety. They start running. All right, so
Sweet
Galvan, eventually, go ahead and give me one more instinct check to see if you guys end up finding where this is at.
No.
I knew I shouldn't have
8.
left them alone.
8 with hope.
8 with hope. Oh my god. All right, go ahead and take a hope. But with that hope, you still take it obviously. But seeing as how you got a hope, you do hear to the left. You're like, oh, I think it's this way. I think we've been going in the wrong direction. I think I hear guards crying out this way, and then you guys start heading in the right direction. Eventually, you get there. What do you call it? Hubbug. You and your father with the guards trailing behind. Your father's like, you guys got any extra weapons? Come on. Yeah, we gotta be able to defend ourselves. We're gonna help you out here. And they hand him just a short sword. They look at you and it's like, here's a mace. And they just throw a mace into your hands. Start moving down the line. And they're kind of following this pathway to the northwest corner. And you all kind of converge at the same time as you see this hulking figure. 2 guards and one in each hand. Crushed and limp, almost like folded in half. And then one's just being ripped apart and then kind of like lifted up to like almost like drink the blood out of him almost, and then throws him, and it scatters right at your feet, Hubbug. The other one then he was about to like rip him apart as well, and then notices you all, and you hear this like low growl that gets louder and louder as he tosses that guard to the side, and he gets kind of like hunched over and ready on all fours, but it's still this lumbering force. I would say we're rolling initiative, but he lunges forward. I'm gonna go ahead and spend my
I'm not rolling
Fear.
initiative.
There's no initiative to roll.
I don't consent.
What are you talking about? I'm running.
Yeah.
I don't consent to this initiative.
Yeah. That's the great thing about
Don't
Daggerheart.
consent.
You don't need to consent.
Using every action to run and evade. No.
And he
Till I die.
basically jumps into the middle of your group, Hubbug, as he basically comes down on top of you.
I let
As
out a
you're about to
squeal,
turn
probably.
and run, he crushes you down to the ground as you're just all you feel is stone
Sound like a
touching
frog.
your face, and then this big, like hulking hand as he's ripped through and it like tearing into somebody right now. You see your dad like starting to like try and crawl away as you look up. He does 5 points of damage as he comes in on you. So that should only be minor damage for you, if I'm not mistaken. So go ahead and take that 1 hit point. What are you doing in return right now? Because he is good. He's on top of you right now. You are considered restrained. You have a few options at this point. You can either try and attack him, or you can try and get out of it, which would require a strength roll.
Oh, I'm squirming. I'm
You're
just
squirming.
squirming, and I'm kind of out of breath. I'm trying to like maybe yell, but it just nothing's really coming out.
Okay. With the squirming, like, is that you trying to get out and like your way out?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm small and his hand's that big, maybe I'm trying to
I could
shoulder
see.
through a gap in the fingers. I don't.
I could see an
don't know if he got
agility
me.
check
That's
at
all I
this
can do.
point to try and like wiggle
Yeah.
out. An agility check I could see. So
Contorting
your
my
choice,
body to wiggle out. Yeah,
Your choice, agility or strength.
I want agility because I'm better at that.
Is crying a free action?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
What's my goblin trait? Can I like mark a stress to do something? I forget. I don't have it pulled up. Do you know?
Let's actually see. Because
I think I
Galvan
did it. but,
does
you know,
have.
making it up.
There's something in there. Hold on. I've got it right here.
Awkward pause for a rules check. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the one time it happens when the player doesn't have the card ready to go. I'm just kidding.
Had
You've
it up, I
got.
thought, but
So you got sure-footed, which you can ignore disadvantage on agility rolls. That's one thing. The other one you have is danger sense. Once per short rest, mark a stress to make an adversary re-roll an attack against you, or an ally within very close range of you.
okay. All right, I'll just do the agility roll to try to get out. That's 9 and 3 is 12 plus 1, 13, but it's with fear.
13 with fear. Okay. As you wriggle out, you finally you get moving and you start crawling away, kind of thing. Now you can move up to close range to something, so you can basically get away from him, get to close range from him if you want to. So you do have that at your disposal if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm looking for cover or crowd. I'm not afraid to jump behind someone else. I will definitely do that. But obviously, if
this
there's a
option out
structure,
there.
I'll go for that first.
Well, I'll put this option out there. There's a few dead guards that have been basically knocked out, laid out on the ground just a little bit of ways away from you. If you wanted to use them as cover, you could do that. There is one side alley to the right. That's your most immediate point that you can start running down if you really wanted to. So yeah, you got those options. But you see that he looks and notices that you're running. That's the fear.
I don't think I want to completely abandon my friends, so I'd probably just try to hide behind the body of guards or something first.
Okay. All right. I mean, you do see him notice you, so do with that as you will. But you do have a mace to your name right now. So I don't know if you've got the stats on the mace, by the way. It's strength, melee, D8 plus 1 physical. One hand.
Okay.
But okay, cool. So that's you right there. He looks and sees you, Galvan. You see him just bowl into a group of guards, and you see 2 goblins get basically knocked out of the way, and then one was pinned, wriggles out, and then you can see that this werewolf is focused in. What are you doing?
Oh man, I'm gonna try and run towards Hubbug to help him out. So whether that's it's basically just charge towards him, and then I'm just waiting to see what I need to do to help him. Whether that's at this point, I think Galvan would even jump in front of him. So it's more so to see if I can get to him to help him up and run, I will.
So
If
he's
I
about
can't, I'm
at
on-
very far range right now, which you
Okay.
could move up to far range, but you would definitely need to throw in an agility roll here to actually get to that far range.
Okay.
That's
what I'm
if you
gonna
want
try and
to. But as you're about to, Nicholas goes, "Here, lad," and tosses you one of his little implements as it
Never
lands
mind.
into your hand. And then he looks, he's like, "Let's get him!" And then he starts running in to try and get it within a little bit closer range. We're gonna be using something that I've kind of created here.
Nice.
So this is gonna be effective at close range, but can fire at up to far range here. This is going to be a D10 for damage.
Oh, shoot.
This is going to be physical damage. And it is one-handed. Sorry, one-handed. It's only going to limit your burden by just a little bit.
Okay. So then I'll put myself in between him and Hubbug, but then I'm basically gonna like kind of veer off from there, from Nicholas. So going
Okay.
towards Hubbug, but I'll stay in range to get like close up because that's how I've seen him pulling and using it.
Right. So, give me that agility roll.
Yeah. Come on, dice. Oh, okay, there we go. 17 with fear, unfortunately, but still 17.
17 with fear, okay. As you start moving through, and he's starting to look at Hubbug, and you basically, the way that he moves, his tail ends up like tripping you up as you kind of like roll into place. Like you're there, but you've rolled into place. You're now considered vulnerable as you're kind of on the ground from this roll that you kind of got tripped up by.
Okay. And
But
then
you're there.
Can I fire or is that my action?
You can fire. This will be a disadvantage because you are kind of like back on the ground kind of moment. So you don't really have a good stance to shoot, but you can do so.
And I've never done it before either, so.
Yeah, and on top of never done it, having done it before, for sure.
Ooh, that's a 9 with fear.
9 with fear. Yeah, that definitely misses. But it distracts him because he had eyes locked on Hubbug as he was scurrying away. He had eyes on Hubbug as you have come in, rolled, fired, and it just scatters upward. You now don't have a shot in the chamber at all, but you have gotten his attention. He then goes ahead and looks down at you and takes one big fist and just tries to like smash it down on top of you. That's gonna
Why do I keep
be
ending up here?
I don't know. Maybe you're meant to be a guardian. Who's to say? But that's a 15 to hit.
A miss.
Hate to say it, but I don't believe you.
I think I have 0 armor, so.
Right. All right. So that is a.
I was trying to talk, but I was
11
muted.
damage.
Sorry. I was trying to talk, but I was muted. Can I use my Goblin Danger Sense to make that re-roll that attack
yeah.
against? I'll
Yes,
mark
you
a
can.
stress.
Mark of stress, absolutely. I won't say no to that. That becomes a 19 to hit.
Yeah.
There you go. Helped you out.
And that is 13 points of physical damage as this fist comes
Gee.
careening into your chest.
Okay, so.
Oh, hang on now. That Goblin feature's not very good. If I make them re-roll, they just get higher. That's how it's written, though.
That's how it's written.
Thank you,
You're kind of
Daggerheart.
hoping that he rolls lower, you know.
No. Okay, cool. So that's 2
Yeah,
health.
that'll be 2 hit points. All right. Then Nicholas comes up from behind, levies it down, and begins to fire as well.
He doesn't back, dude. I embarrassed myself so much that he missed.
He runs up from behind. He's like about to follow suit, and then he sees you trip, turn, fire, which subsequently like forces him to like fire all of a sudden, like hoping to get like a double hit here, maybe possibly, as he fires in. Instead of hitting the werewolf, the guard that was starting to get up and run away gets smacked in the back with this large bullet. This large, basically mini cannonball at this point, as it goes through his chest and it blows out this massive hole in his chest. And there's no sound from him at all. Like, he just goes careening down to the ground in this kind of like sloshy sort of sound with all the blood just everywhere. Guard down completely. That poor fella. He's like, fucking damn it! And he tries to like start reloading. Then Eckhart comes into play. And he runs up, trying to utilize some of that like confusion to kind of like aid in his momentum to like come down on this werewolf. Does so. Let's see here. Woo! And as he connects, it's this large hit that connects, and you hear this thunder strike, basically, and lightning comes colliding with it. Just out of nowhere, there's no storm clouds, just woof woof, hits. And the werewolf is shocked beyond belief, not just from being hit with lightning, mind you, but just from the fact that this has happened and from behind. The werewolf, I'm going to spend 2 fear here, looks around and begins to run. Like, pushes off of you. The fist that he had sunken into your chest pushes off of you as you get this one last moment of like trying to catch your breath now that he's pushed off of you. And he goes jumping, leaps onto the rooftops, and then starts running on top of the rooftops out of sight. And Eckhart,
Can I throw the mace at it?
you
I don't want to throw the mace like I'm doing something.
You absolutely
And I want to yell to it like, and don't come back or something stupid. And I'm just going to throw the mace 5 feet.
Galvan, you have just enough consciousness here to see this mace get just fucking wimpedly thrown as it just kind of clatters to the ground. And then you hear, don't come back.
And then I'm going to run over to Galvan and be like, are you okay? Galvan, and act like I'm helping him up like I did some big feat.
Yeah, I'm okay. Are you okay? I saw him grab you.
Yeah, we scared that thing off. Did you see what I did?
Yeah, you crushed it.
Me and Mr. Eckhart fought that thing by ourselves. You all right? I helped him get up.
Yeah.
Already standing.
Yeah, did you? And I like look at this bullet-ridden guard.
Yeah.
And I just like put the gun on the ground.
Yeah, it is a gaping hole in the center of this poor guard. And Nicholas comes up. Right, well, I suppose that's the danger of this whole thing. He grabs the implement and like sticks it in his jacket pocket. Lads, are you all right?
No, we're not all right. Look at Galvan. You got messed up in there. Look at me.
Looks fine. Look at you.
I think
That thing almost crushed me. Trying to eat me. Look how small I am.
Look, you all did a brave thing, okay? Running into that headlong is not something that most people would do. Let's go ahead and get you back home and bandaged up. And the guards are just like looking around, like trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. And then
where did
like,
that even come from?
They then look to you guys like, are you all fine? Like, you good? Look,
I'll live.
I told Galvan we shouldn't even gone over there.
we're gonna try and chase this thing down. We'll be back to like check in on you. If you can walk, come to the headquarters at the very least. And then they start running off.
Galvan, it's a good thing Deryn wasn't here. He might have died too.
Yeah, why does this keep happening?
I guess because I'm involved. Let's just get over to the headquarters and See what we can do.
Okay.
As you guys kind of limp there,
Like it wasn't.
eventually, like, you guys get there, and they're kind of like trying to patch people up and see who's wounded and everything. And mind you, this is well and truly into the early morning now, and the guards will end up coming back and convening, and like, I think it's safe. I think, everyone, I think we're okay now. Just try and rest if you can. Try and if you need any sort of medical attention, please stay off to the side so we can get you seen. And then some of the guards, recognizing that you guys were a part of this, like, look over like, hey, thank you guys. Thank you for being a part of this. It's not too many people do that, okay? I'm just saying, not too many people have the balls to, help out. So, look, if there's anything you all need, you just let us know, okay? But are you all right? Are you fine?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be okay.
Yeah, we're all right. I mean, I did scare the thing off though, so like 400 silver pieces would be great right now. But Galvan,
Oh. Yeah, sure.
forget about it. I'm just out of it. I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind. We're fine.
We're all kind of delusional right now. It's nuts right now, but hey, we do appreciate it. Again, like, if you do need anything, you just let us know. But please try and get home. Rest up. We're gonna be investigating this thing in terms of what happened, so we'll need to take everyone's witness account real quick, and then we'll let you guys go. And you may get obviously asked about this later, so just try not to leave without letting us know. And so then they take your guys' witness statement real quick, your account of how you scared the thing off, being crushed, and like they're gathering everybody's intel real fast, and then they let everybody go.
I mean, the way I see it, I took immediate attention. I escaped it. I hid from it when it got distracted. I threw the mace at it and it ran away. Okay, so I mean, from my account, really saved the day. That was just a quick off the script summary of what I would have said.
Love it.
Dude, I'll tell Kara for you, dude.
No, don't talk to Kara. It's all right. You can talk to her.
Why? Are you afraid that she'll like me too?
Now you want to talk to her? Nobody even ever said anything about her until I mentioned, hey, I want to go over there and see how she's doing. Now everybody's in love with her and wants to talk to her. This is crazy. Known you guys my whole life. Nobody ever said anything about it.
To be honest, I don't think I've ever talked to her.
Yeah, I think maybe that thing hit you too hard or something.
Yeah. I just like to see you worked up.
Well, at any rate, I'm going to say that you guys probably have gone home, rested up, because exhausted as hell. You can take whatever actions you want, whether that's healing or stress or what have you, and then we'll pick this back up for the morning.
Oof.
Can we say that going to bed, I've decided to start writing down my stories of all these things that have happened to me. About the ogre, about the werewolf. I got like a little journal now.
Oh, cute.
It's in my cookbook with all the recipes, but it's like on the backside maybe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta make sure these people know.
Yeah, when I go to bed, I'm gonna that little weird smooth coin I got. I'll just be kind of like
Weird smooth coin.
flipping it. Yeah, this pearl coin.
You actually notice that it forms, like, one of the sides actually has a shield on it right now.
Ooh. Interesting.
Just one of the sides.
Could ask Eckhart about this tomorrow, but
Did I ever see that thing? Have you shown us that? Or did that, with that? Okay, I was making sure.
no, yeah, I kept
Make sure I didn't miss that chance.
it.